guys, and welcome back to another video here with Angel B Designs. If you are new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to be using some DTF transfer film with the adhesive powder with sublimation ink. Okay, so if you have been on my channel, you know that I do not have a DTF printer. If you're new here, I don't have a DTF printer. I've never used it before, so I'm not necessarily familiar with the printers, and I don't have any information on it as I don't have one. But Yamation reached out to me to give this film as well as the powder a try with sublimation ink. So I guess it's supposed to be a sublimation hack. It's not necessarily DTF because I won't be using DTF ink. I'm going to be using sublimation ink. So this is more so a sublimation hack with DTF film. Okay, so another way to press on to press sublimation ink onto cotton. Okay, so I've used several different methods in the past in regards to getting sublimation ink onto cotton, and this is another way to do that. So that's the film. This is the powder that comes in the bag, and I will have all this this information linked down below, all of the links to all of the product I'm using. But this is the shirt we're going to be making today. Do y'all see that color? Do y'all see? Hopefully my camera is focusing. If not, shame on you, camera, because I can't, you know, it's kind of far away. I can't really see it. But we're going to be doing these two shirts. Well, this one I did for TikTok, but we're going to be doing this shirt today. And then I'm also going to talk about doing this on white shirts versus doing this on colored shirts, because you are going to get a difference, because remember, this is sublimation ink. If you are not new to sublimation, you know that sublimation ink works best on whites. If you're not, or if you are new to sublimation, definitely stick around, as I'm going to be explaining to you why you should probably go with a white shirt if you are doing this method. Okay, a lot of gems dropped in this video, guys, so definitely stick around if you want to learn how to use DTF film with sublimation ink. All right, so I do have my image printed out here, and because it is sublimation, we did go ahead and mirror it. Now you may have to mirror it with, if it's DTF, like with a regular DTF printer and DTF ink, things like that, but I'm not sure, because as y'all know, I don't have one. But I want to quickly show you the paper and how you know which side to print on. So the side that is facing, you know, this way, right? So if I go to take it out the package like this, the part that's facing you is the print side. And then it says it right here on the package. It is very, very, very hard to tell which side is which. So keep it in the package. If you buy this, keep it in the package until you are ready to use it. And the part that's facing you, that is the print side. Okay? Okay, and then what I don't like is there are some little streaks here. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can get my camera to focus. Okay, the little there's like little streak marks, which per Patrice, my good sis Patrice over at Craftable Things, she says that's from the roller, and with her DTF printer that she has, she took those rollers out so she wouldn't have that problem. But because I'm using my sublimation, it still has its rollers, so those streak marks are from the ink on the rollers. Okay, so I'm gonna cut off as much as I can later, but for the rest of it, I don't have a choice but to deal with it. Okay, if you want to take the rollers out of your printer, you can, but that's what that's from. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and do the powder. I have a little leftover powder from a shirt I did for TikTok, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use what I have left and then add more if I need to. And I do think I'm gonna need to add a little bit more. I'm just gonna kind of spread it around without touching the ink. Don't touch the ink because the ink will smear. Okay. Yep, I do need a little bit more for the top part. So this is the package that the powder comes in. So I'm just going to sprinkle some up here at the top, and then we'll go ahead and get it spread out evenly. Okay. That should be good. And then we're just going to kind of roll it. And I want to make sure I keep it in the tray because whatever excess comes off, I want it to go into the tray so that we can reuse it. I'm just going to do this a couple of times just to make sure it gets nice and coated. Okay. And then I'm going to tap off any excess. Okay. So there's the image all done, which, you know, adding the powder kind of, you know, made it dull. But we're going to cure it and the color is going to come back. So I am going to take you over to the heat press so I can show you how I'm going to cure it with my heat press. Alright, so we're over at the heat press, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it on top of my padding here, and then I'm going to push it underneath, but I'm not going to close the top. So the top is just going to hover over my image until it cures. Now the heat activates the powder, and it's going to go ahead and cure, and it's going to kind of get, like, if you touched it, it's going to get a little sticky, which is what it's going to use to adhere to the shirt. So I'm going to let that do its thing for, I don't know, maybe about a minute, and then we're going to come back after that and we're going to look at it and see what it looks like. Okay, so it's been about a minute, and as you can see, OMG, I just realized that the top of my words got cut off. That's okay. It's the shirt for me, so I'm not going to worry about it. So it's starting to, like, get some color here, but it's definitely not done yet. So I'm going to put it back under there for, you know, about, I'm just going to check it every minute until it has its color, the color that it's supposed to be. So I will come back when it's all done. Alright, so it's been about another 2 minutes, so in total 3 minutes. And you guys see that color? You see right here where my T and O got cut off just a tiny bit. So yeah, I didn't notice that, but that's okay. Like I said, it's a shirt for me. And then you can definitely see the streak marks here and here as well, which, like I said, is from the rollers. But this is the color we have, this white. I'm gonna show you guys, but keep in mind, okay, so if you are not new to sublimation, like if you are, you know, you use sublimation, you know that sublimation, typically if you just converted a printer or whatever, sublimation does not have white ink. So this white here, here, and here is going to have to be from my shirt. If you were to put this on a different color shirt, let's say maybe a red shirt or something else, and I'm going to show you this because I tried it and I'll show you when we're all done. But if I was going to put this on a red shirt or something like that, keep in mind this is sublimation ink, this is not DTF ink. So this blue is going to mix with your red shirt, and that's the color it's going to be. This white is going to be whatever the color of your shirt is. Okay, so the rules for sublimation in that regard still apply. And like I said, I did test out a shirt for TikTok, and I did it on a white shirt as well as a red shirt, and I am going to show you guys the difference so that you know what I'm talking about. Okay, but this color looks good to me, so we're gonna go ahead and press. Let me set you back down. And I'm going to move this out of my way for a second while I get my shirts. Okay, and I'm going to use a Bella and Canvas. Of course, my camera is not going to pick it up. A Bella Canvas shirt, which is 100% cotton. My heat press is set to 380 degrees. And we're going to do it for 25 seconds. I'm just going to do a quick prep, lint roll, and pre-press. Just to get any moisture or wrinkles or anything out so that we can go ahead and press our shirts. I'm just going to pre-press it for about 10 seconds. And there were some wrinkles on the back. I hate when I do that because it's like I press the wrinkle into the shirt. Okay, there we go. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and line this up. I'm going to cut some of these roller marks off on the edge here. You are going to see some of it, but I guess I want to try to minimize it as much as possible. So I'm just going to cut some of these roller marks off. Okay, so hopefully that minimizes the damage a little bit. Okay, and then I'm just going to line this up. And I'm going to cover it with a piece of parchment paper. And then we're going to go ahead and press for 25 seconds at 380 degrees. Now this DTF film is a cool peel, so I do have to let it completely cool, but I'll show you what it looks like before I peel the film after it's completely done pressing, when it's still hot, but I'm not going to peel it. If you have any questions about this press that I have, it is a HTV Ron Auto Press. I do have some videos on my channel in regards to this heat press, some demos, some reviews, all of that. Okay, so this is what it looks like out of the press. I'm not gonna peel the film yet, but so far that looks amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna let this completely cool off and I'm gonna come back and peel it when it's ready. Okay, so we are all nice and cool, so I'm gonna go ahead and peel. Oh, those track marks look terrible, but the color looks good. That looks really, really good, you guys. Let me see if I can get my camera to focus. There we go. Do y'all see that? Oh my gosh. That looks good. Let me stretch it a little bit. Oh my gosh. That looks really good. Okay. Okay, DTF. I might have to get me a DTF printer. I just don't like those track marks. That's all. So if that would be a problem, like if I had a DTF printer, I would definitely take the rollers out so that you didn't have those, because that's not it. But other than that, y'all, you guys, that looks good. Okay, so I wanted to show you though the other two shirts that I did. Okay, so I made this one for my son, and this is the same thing. It's a is Sublimation on this is a Gildan heavy cotton shirt. The color looks amazing. Okay, same thing, looks really, really good. You can stretch it and it looks really good. Okay, so that's what it looks like on the white shirt. Now let me show you what it looks like on a red shirt. Okay, not that great, right? It's not true to color at all in comparison to this white one. Okay, and that is going to be the sublimation part of it. Okay, so sublimation ink adheres to the fibers, and if because sublimation has to go on white, so sublimation ink has to go on white, and the reason that is because the ink adheres to the fibers of the shirt, and to really get the true color it has to go onto white so it can truly have like that blank canvas to make those colors pop. When you put it on a different color like this red one, it's going to, the color here is going to adhere to the red. So it's mixing. So the colors in your ink are mixing with the red, which is why you have such a color difference. Okay. And then also the parts that are white. So like here, 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 the parts on this image that are white, they're going to take that white because I don't have, they're going to take the white of the shirt because I don't have white sublimation ink. Whereas over here, the parts that would be white are red because there's no white sublimation ink. Okay? So for best results, definitely use it on the white. If you're going to do this on a different color shirt, I would say go with an all black image, so that if this was an all black image, the colors would be way more vibrant. Okay, because look how vibrant this black is down here. So if this was all black, it would look really good. Well, maybe not because it has a lot of details, but I would go with the black image on a different color shirt. And then on whites, y'all can do whatever. Look at that. Look at that. I like that. I feel like I have to get my hands on a DTF printer, and it feels, you know what? I didn't do the second press. Let's do that. I forgot to do the second press. Look at me. You're supposed to do a second press on it. We're not too far gone. I hope not. I'm about to do it and see what happens. But I'm going to cover it with parchment paper again, and we're going to do our second press. I'm going to wait for this to heat back up just a hair, at least over 300. Yes, don't forget to do your second press, okay? I always forget about that, the second press. So we're going to do the second press and see if there's a difference. Y'all just saw the colors with the first press. Let's do the second one and see if there's a difference. But I'm really loving this little hack. It feels really, really good on the shirt, on the actual shirt. So like with and there's no weeding, right? So if you're using like the DTV, the Caesar Easy Color DTV, or you're using the Jet Opaque 2 you know, brands, you're gonna have, oh, I thought my parchment paper was stuck to the top. You're gonna have to do the some of the ink. Is this the cold peel too? Oh well, I'm here now, but I'm not sure if that was a cold peel. It's supposed to be a cold peel or not. Okay, so as far as color, I don't see a huge difference, but I feel a difference. So on the edges, it definitely feels like whatever little bit I did feel on the edge, I don't feel no more after that second press. Yeah, that second press made it like really adhere to the shirt on these edges. I don't feel it at all. I love this. I got this design from Etsy. I didn't make it, but I did get it from Etsy. Yeah, the edges I mean the that second press definitely cleaned up those edges. They were feeling like a tiny, like you could feel it a tiny bit, but now after the second press, you can't really feel them at all. It's almost like it adhered to the shirt for real. Okay, so yeah, definitely make sure you do your second press. There was something else I was just saying and I forgot that quick. I don't remember. But yeah, I did, like I said, I did get this image from Etsy. I got this one from Etsy as well. I will link everything down in the description box, all of my materials, everything like that. Sublimation ink, printer, links for the powder, links for the DTF transfer film. Everything will be linked down below, so definitely check the description box. But that is all I have for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Until next time, bye.